Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'd like to share with you an exercise which we can all do. And I mentioned this at the end of my recent update, but I really wanted to do this as a shorter video so people who didn't want to hear the astrology or had already heard it can use this exercise. And I've talked in the past about the very simple process of imagining that you're breathing in and out through your heart, as if your heart were your lungs. And let me describe it again and take it a little bit further. This was actually a yogic exercise that I learned many years ago, but it's very similar to the HeartMath Institute coherence breath that they use as well. And they've measured the effect of this. So if you just close your eyes and imagine that you are just dropping into the heart and dropping into your breath. And just let that settle. And you're just totally focused on the breath, and let the breath breathe you. No pushing, no forcing. And you should find that gradually your breath slows and deepens. And if you can just take a momentary pause at the end, particularly of the exhale, you find you might drop further into the breath. And again, after another minute or so, can you pause a little longer for a few seconds after that exhale? And you should just feel yourself dropping into peace, dropping into bliss. And particularly if you can feel any sense of just surrender or love, it could be love of anything, just love of nature, love of a particular tree, a pet, a child, a partner, a state of being. It will really help you to become more and more coherent, because what you're doing with this breath is you're making your heart field much more coherent. That means that all of your body systems become more coherent and therefore much healthier. It increases the coherence between the heart and the brain, because the heart sends more information to the brain than the brain does to the heart. And that actually improves your memory, as researched by the HeartMath Institute, improves your memory and your cognitive function. So this is win-win-win. But it is a beautiful exercise to do. And then if once you're used to this, and do this for a few days, whatever, and then another element you can add into this is to imagine that you're breathing in brilliant, sparkly white light. You're breathing in light, because this is what we create with. And just imagine that you're dropping in, dropping deeper and deeper into that bliss, that love, that gratitude, that light. This will do amazing things for you in terms of health and just the way you move around the world, because we're broadcasting that frequency now to the world. It raises your consciousness. As I say, it expands your heart field, and that's what you're broadcasting out to other people. And if you can do this just a few times in the day, 2 or 3 times in the day, this will gradually become your default practice, as it were, and your default state of being. So you don't have to spend money, you don't have to read a book, you don't have to go on the course. Every single person in the world can do this. Just a few times a day, the more you do it, the more it will become just your natural state. And then I want to say, imagine not only that your heart is your lungs, but that your heart is your eyes, and that you see everything in the world through the eyes of your heart. And when you do that, you see everything and everyone with much more compassion. So particularly with challenging relationships, this will change all of your relationships positively. I promise you, because I've done this for many years, and the difference it makes is, once you kick into this, is extraordinary. So particularly with challenging relationships, see if you can kind of dive into your heart first and see through the eyes of the heart. So the heart becomes your filter for everything in your world. boy, does this increase your frequency, raise your consciousness, up the love quotient in the world, and that will lead you onto the highest possible timeline, because that timeline is defined by love and our hearts. It's not defined by fear, it's not defined by judgment, war, aggression, tit for tat. That's a different timeline. But you get to that higher timeline by this incredibly simple, free, easy, anytime, anywhere exercise that every single person in the world can do. So I hope that's helped you. It's something I do regularly, and I try and find the time to do it more and more regularly, because as the wonderful Dr. David Hawkins said, love is a state of being. It's a state of consciousness. It isn't just the romantic love we think of. And I think that's a beautiful thought. Love is a state of being. It's a state of consciousness. So remember, there are many timelines out there. You don't have to follow the big scary one. You can if you like, but you don't have to. You can create something else. This really simple exercise. Love you all. God bless. Bye for now.